Hi guys, Ray here, City Fan TV, and I'm joined by the main man, Bernard Dineen, one of the biggest Manchester City fans knocking around. And that's not just, I'm not talking about his girth, I'm talking about his longevity. It's about 60 years now, isn't it? The City fan.
Yeah. Since I've
And
been going, yeah.
yeah,
1965, I think I went to my
wow,
first game.
wow. I wasn't even born. Anyway, we're here to preview the game against Nottingham Forest. I don't want to get.
I kept saying it myself today when I was talking about it.
I was thinking, do I say it just to wind some Forest fans up? But then I realised no one's going to watch this video anyway. So I get two fans watching it. Actually, I did one last season, and some guy complained. Some guy did complain. He said there's no such team as Notts Forest or whatever. Got a bit of abuse, and then fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I apologise. And by the way,
I'm supporting Nottingham County myself.
Yeah,
I think they're a great team.
Well, then I should have said to the fellow, mate, it's not Man City, it's Manchester City. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. I know some people who don't like City fans who don't like it's called Man City, but you're not going to get away around that now.
Yeah. Well, when you do stuff on Twitter and social media, you have to keep it small, so you can only do Man City. I'd like to write Manchester, but it is. So I just write City half the time. We know who that is anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So City going to roll up against Forest. We are now, I'm sure you all know, we're 1 point behind Arsenal in the table. We've got a game in hand. The games that are coming up, well, obviously Arsenal playing Spurs Sunday lunchtime, 2:00 kickoff, and that's before City play against Forest. So we might be 4 points behind. We might be with 2 games in hand. We might be 1 or 2 points behind with 2 games in hand. We just don't know. And obviously, Liverpool will play on Saturday as well at West Ham. So we'll know what, if Liverpool don't bag 3 points against West Ham, I think their title shot has come and gone. Klopp's season is.
They never do that well against these London teams, do they, at this stage?
All that hoo-ha. All these. I'm just going to mention this now. All those Liverpool fans who are, shouting up and down and talking about, this is Klopp's farewell tour and everything else, and it's, whilst they were winning, they weren't saying anything. Now they started losing games and whatever. They're coming out to, Klopp said it too early. The players are down tools. But you didn't say that when you were winning after he did it. And you were all talking about the quad when it was a quad. And then it became at treble. And then, all right, maybe we'll get at double. Oh. So it's all fizzled out. I was going to make a rude joke there, but you can insert your own rude joke about fizzling out. And anyway, so we'll know what the position is. Tottenham will play Arsenal. How much difference do you think that might make to City and the way we play against Forest, knowing the Arsenal result? For instance, if Arsenal lose, do you think City take it easy, or do you think City say, right, we win the next game? We can afford to even lose a game and still win the title. We can afford to lose that Spurs game.
I don't think it'd make any. Of course, we know from watching that treble thing, the players look at scores in the other games. Of course, they do. They'll be checking the phones and stuff. Of course, they'll be out on the pitch warming up and doing various things. But someone's going to have a sneaky look and be keeping an eye on things. But I don't think it'll affect the way Pep will prepare them. Of course, in there it might affect them, but it's never affected them any other year. So I'm not overly thinking it'll affect them. Now, the professional players, 1 or 2, perhaps not professional sometimes, but generally they are. And it's the interesting thing for me is as well, I don't know what it is. I don't know if you got the information, but what about Forest's opponents? Are they playing? They're obviously assumedly all playing before us as well.
Yeah. I mean, where the last game,
the effect on them as well. If the other guys don't pick up points on them, they might be thinking, oh well, we can lose this and still be okay.
Yeah. Well, the other important games, you've got United at home to Burnley. Burnley been doing all right. Newcastle at home to Sheffield United. I think Sheffield United are gone. Wolves at home to Luton. Now that's bad, whichever way for us, because Wolves are on a pretty poor run. I don't think was it 6 games they haven't got a win, 3 or 6. I can't remember which one it was now. But if they turn it around against Luton, then that sets them up for when they play us, or gets them back into a bit of
they've
form.
lost the last 2 Wolves and drawn the one before that.
And then, but if Luton get 3 points against Wolves, that puts more onus on Forest to come out and do something. Now, Forest, they're not safe. Absolutely not safe. And it's a shame that I think they made an appeal against their deducted points. And the shame about that that appeal is it hasn't been heard. Because if they got something back, that changes their outlook. Everton, I think, are pretty safe now because Luton are not going to get 8 points, and Forest, 8 points catches Everton. Luton need 3 wins to catch Everton, and Forest would need 3 wins to get ahead of Everton. So I can't see Everton. So that's all gone. It's just Forest. I think basically, Burnley is still in the mix. If they can turn Man United over, anything's possible. Burnley need 2. Basically, if Burnley win 2 games and Forest and Luton don't win any games, Burnley are safe. So they're still in the mix, and they've had a recent revival. But that Luton, whatever happens, even if Luton lose, doesn't mean Forest are safe because they're only 1 point behind them. And as I said, I think Forest lost
a couple of. They got 3 interesting games coming up as well, haven't they? After us, they got Sheffield away, Chelsea at home, and Burnley away. So
that's Forest.
Yeah.
So
so they're big games.
But what I was alluding to earlier, Forest have got 30 points this season. Okay, looking at the table, 7 wins, 9 draws. But they lost 4 on this PSR thing, FFP stuff. Now, if they'd only lost 2 or just 1 point, Luton would need to win and draw to get ahead of Forest. And I think psychologically that'll make a difference. So there's no way Forest are going to go into the City game, Man City game, and take it
stinging
easy.
as well, aren't they? Stinging after that Everton defeat and the obviously the refereeing decision, which is odd if you think about it, because we've come off a game where we've apparently got the rub of the green, which I can't disagree with particularly. So now you've got psychologically, I don't know who the referee is on weekend. I'm not sure who it is, but you've got a team who've obviously been slagging the referees off against a team who seems to have got the rub of the green from the referee in the last game. So it's a hell of a game on that point of view as well. What the ref's going to do, what VAR going to do.
See, whatever happens in the Luton game makes no difference to Forest. Okay, what happens in the Arsenal game mentally shouldn't make a difference to us. But for instance, if Arsenal do lose, and Forest want to go out against City and just want to go for a draw, I can't see City accepting a draw just like that. But a draw would put us level on points with Arsenal with a game in hand. But you still think, well, we could lose to Spurs, so let's not do that. City have got to go to win this, whereas I think Forest would be happy with the draw. Looking at their remaining fixtures, Forest would
they'll take a point. Forest will take a point now.
Absolutely. I think Forest are looking at this now. Look, as I said, I don't think Sheffield United can catch anybody because they're just Sheffield United are gone. Sheffield United are 11 points away, so they're gone. But Sheffield United might turn up and with a newfound freedom because they're already relegated. But that's the game that they would look to win. The Chelsea game is winnable, and I think it will be a crux game. I think it will be a game that could decide who goes down. Is the game away at Burnley, because when you look at Burnley, they've got United. Burnley have got a tough run in, having United away, Newcastle at home, Spurs away, and Forest at home. And unless they beat United this weekend, I just don't see Burnley getting out of this, unless they beat United. Even if they beat Forest, their goal difference is -14. So I can't see them. But that's it. That's the end of the season. So this game in isolation, both teams would want to win it. Forest would take a draw because I think that just cements their position. So it's going to be obviously very.
Yeah, they've done well. They don't have a bad record at home. They don't concede that many goals really. They certainly won and drawn more than they've lost. So they've not been doing too badly, considering, as you say, without the points deduction, they're more or less almost safe by now.
Oh, they'd have been safe. They were
That's
did a
it.
bit
So,
5 points clear of Luton.
and it's going to be totally different to the Brighton game from City's point of view. It's going to be far more physical,
Yeah.
obviously a match, and we've just got to show the same attitude that we did, and hopefully get a goal or two early to settle things down. That's what. The longer this drags on, the worse it's going to be. We need to get on top of this game.
Yeah, well, we can't do a lot last season. If I remember correctly, we drew 1-1. Didn't we score? And then we basically took our foot off the gas.
Yeah.
And I remember complaining about that. And then did they score late on?
Yeah, fairly late on, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, it's going to be like the game against Brighton. You get ahead, you go further ahead. And I think, you know, it's very rare that City lose a 2-goal lead. Forget about the Palace one, but earlier in the season. But it's very rare. So, you know, you got to hope that we can get a lead by half time, a couple of goals. I don't, like you say, we've got a week off before the next game, so there's none of this taking players off. If we're winning, let's say we're winning 2-0 on 65 minutes, would you bring Haaland on? I ain't starting the guy.
He's not playing, mate. He's not starting.
Would all right? You know I know the answer to the question. Would you start Haaland in this game?
No.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay.
I wouldn't make any changes unless there's an injury or someone's tired.
Would you bring Stonesy back?
I wouldn't. If we're winning that game, I'm not. You know, Pep usually doesn't make substitutions. So why would he make it at that stage? Eh?
Didn't he do them all last night?
Yeah, full 5 last night, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right. Wouldn't you? See,
I think if you're 2-0 up, mate, there's no way you should make any substitutions at 2-0 up in the 65th minute away at Forest in a game we have to win.
Okay. I mean, the areas that I don't think he needs to change anybody is, I think your front 6. Although I'm tempted to go for Jeremy Doku because he's in good form, and throw him into the mix instead of Alvarez. That's a personal one. Excuse me, but you wouldn't complain if the front 6 stayed the same. That's Rodri, Bernardo Silva, KDB, Kovacic, Foden, and Alvarez. Edison is Edison, so that he's there. But at the defense, you know, what about Ruben Dias? What about Johnny Stones?
No, I wouldn't. I expect 1 or 2 changes at most. Who they are, I don't. I'd like Diaz to be in, just for his level of in this more physical. He'd certainly be better against this than he would against Brighton. I want Diaz in this side, but who steps down? Aki or Gvardiol, probably the obvious.
Gvardiol's not dropping out. It'd be Aki, won't it?
But again, defensively wise, I mean, I'd rather, Akanji's been excellent. There's no doubt about it. But I'd rather see Aki and Diaz. But I'm not, Akanji's done nothing wrong here. It's a funny one. It's how they come out. It's how they come out of this game and what they're like mentally. I mean, Aki never lets us down. It's as simple as that. Diaz occasionally lets us down, but you can't deny his commitment.
I think the thing is, it's 3 days. So you're right. It's how Akanji, Walker and Gvardiol come out of the same. Gvardiol's 21. Yes, I think he's still 21. So he'll be coming out of this bouncing. He ain't bothered. I think we both agree that, if you pop Diaz in at centre back and Aki at left back and drop Gvardiol, I think we'd both be happy with that. Because we don't have to, bust a gut to score that goal. We've got good players. But look, Forest are no mugs. Forest are no mugs. They scored over 40 goals this season, if I remember correctly. So they ain't any mugs. But
I expect them to score. I do. I'm hoping for a clean sheet again, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, but they've scored 42 goals. Their problem is they've let in 60. That's been their issue. They've taken some pastings this season. So, but it'd be interesting. So, go on. What's your side then? If it was Bernard, if Bernard was the boss, what would your side be?
Well, everyone's come out of that game against Brighton. I'd probably put Diaz in, and as you said, Aki on the left and drop Gvardiol, but I doubt Pep's going to do that. Yeah,
I agree, mate. He don't listen to us. I don't know what his problem is. Go on, then. We'll finish our score prediction, mate.
I've just said they'll score a goal, so I don't want to go 2-1 because that's crap. And I want to go 3-1, but I know that's your score.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't think we're going to get. I'll go 4-1 for City.
4-1. Wow. Well, you know me. I'm going to go 2-1 then. No, I'm going to go 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1. I've got to go 3-1 City. Don't care who scores. Be nice if Phil keeps his run going because do you know how many league goals Phil's got?
20.
No, league.
14, is it? Something like that.
I'm going to check because he's getting up there, isn't he? He's getting up there. Obviously, you got Cole Palmer, Erling have got 20. Watkins has got 19. Solanke's got 18. Alexander Isak, who I know I'm pretty sure you like, he's got 17, and so has Mo Salah. Foden's on 16. He's not far off Erling Haaland, you know. I tell you what, here's the funny thing. If Foden was on penalties this season, he'd be ahead of Erling Haaland.
Yeah, if he scores them.
Yeah, let's say he scores as many as Haaland.
In what planet have you got faith in Foden scoring a penalty?
I've got faith, mate. Look, Haaland would have probably, off the top of my head, taken 5 or 6 league penalties. He swapped them around. Haaland sat there on 15 goals, and Foden's on 22.
Listen, in a world where KDB scores a header and Walker has 2 assists, anything can happen.
Absolutely. Well, let's hope Phil has a good game because I've said it before. You know, he's got to be in with a shout for Player of the Season. I think Foden is definitely. That's a conversation we might have early next week because we've got a week off, haven't we? After this game, we've got a week off, and if we're going to put content out, we have to have content to put out. So I'd rather not talk about Player of the Season yet. Let's get this game out of the way. And at first, so yeah, there you have it, guys.
Foden was our player of the season as far as the Champions League was concerned. He was my number one, and the Manchester Evening News is number one. So there you go. He's won that accolade anyway.
And what more can he win now? He's got that accolade from you. Eh?
Finished, mate. I'll get the trophies in the post.
I'll tell you, it'll be a small trophy. Anyway, guys, thank you so much to Bernard for joining us today to preview the game against Nottingham Forest. And I'm sure they will remind us what they're going to remind us of.
Two Champions Leagues. Nah, they won't. Chelsea didn't do it, so why should they?
No, they did it back to back, didn't they? So they will remind us.
Yeah, well, there's something we can't. You know, you'll never sing that.
Champions of Europe.
You'll never sing that.
Yeah, but guys, most of you weren't even alive. Some of your dads weren't alive when Forest did it in end of 70s. 78, 79, whenever it was. It was a long time ago, guys.
I wish I could take back all these times I stuck up for the English clubs in those days, like we all did. You know, Forest, Villa, apart from United, obviously, we didn't stick up for them. Even Liverpool. We could take them all back now and say, sod it, I didn't want to support you anyway.
Look, I was happy with Liverpool winning in Istanbul. You know, I was pleased for them. But their fans made me hate Liverpool. Made me hate them. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep it here, City Fan TV, and we will catch you hopefully some point over the weekend. Take care. See you around, Blues.